Listen, wow.
Yes.
I am so excited for part 3 of the State of the Church Marriage Edition.
Oh, definitely.
This has been so lit. If you can see, we had Apostle Phil and Mama Sylvia, Prophet Sylvia, part 1, right? That was a great opening.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on fire. It was lit.
Yeah.
And then we had the Winbushes, right? Prophet and Prophet. Stan and Jacqueline Winbush.
Yes.
And tonight
we got another dynamite. I don't know why I keep wanting to say mega dynamite.
I love you.
So tonight we're going to be joined with the West couple.
Yes.
Pastor James and Gabrielle West, rather. And we got another dynamite couple, man. And we are just so excited to see what God is going to do.
Because we're switching it up tonight because, of course, these are peers. So we kind of want to do date night with them for the marriage edition because I think it's much needed in a marriage. We make this up with combos with the Costellos date night, and then we have a game show.
Sure.
And so we bring a whole lot of couples, or it'd be one-on-one or a couple and a couple with date night. And so tonight we're going to switch things up a little bit. So listen, if you're out there, I want you to go ahead and share with all your friends, your sister girls, share with all of them. Because and sit on our virtual couch because I want to hear what y'all got to say while we're live. We're live tonight.
For sure.
And so this is going to be so amazing. We have grown so fond of the Westes. Let me tell you a little bit. First of all, they got a lot going on. So we're so happy that they said yes to the call because they're booked to capacity as well.
Definitely.
And so I'm honored for them to come on here. But listen, Linda, and listen, Larry. Okay?
Both of them.
These are some powerhouses when I say what they got going on, doing a lot in the community.
And
my
in the
girl
kingdom.
Gabby, and in the kingdom, okay?
And
they use what they do in the kingdom into the community.
Right.
And so you can look in our description. They have a ministry called Reach Ministries, Reach Outreach, and they do a lot of things within the community with homeless and etc. And also mentorship with young men. And then Gabby, she's Emmy. She don't want to say it because she's very humble, okay? Because her husband
what I said for her.
Because he's gonna talk about his wife, baby. That's why we have him on her. He's gonna talk about his wife, not on his wife.
Right
and
on.
She ain't gonna say it, but she's Emmy rewarding. Emmy nominated.
She won the Emmy.
She'll tell you all about that shoot. So listen, it's gonna be so amazing to have them. So go ahead and share. Tell your friends. And listen, if you married, I need you to go ahead and say, husband, wife, come on, we finna watch this together.
There you go.
Because I'm telling you, each round is some nuggets that really, I mean,
yes, sir.
It's bananas.
And, we want to keep the momentum going. Definitely, like you said, starting with Apostle Phil and Prophet Sylvia. We have Pastor Stan and Prophet Jackie. And now we have Pastor West. I can't get his name. Pastor James.
Pastor James. Jackie in the building.
And we got Gabby running with us, and we're ready to get this party started.
You ready?
Let's go.
So listen, we're going to let them in. All right. And I need y'all to get ready. Hold on to your seats, okay? Because I cannot wait to hear what God say through them.
Right.
And we're going to win. We're going to beat them in this game, too. We'll tell y'all about it. We're going to win. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them in.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Don't look like that, James. Like, for real, you're going to win. Yeah, we gonna win. And so listen, tell them a little bit about yourself. And also how long you've been married. And we're gonna talk about another additive to your marriage with you guys having a blended family. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that later on. So tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'll go ahead and go first. I am Pastor James West. I am
in the building.
Right? Youth coordinator for Colorado Christian Fellowship. We could talk to the babies.
That's right.
But we've been married for 4 years as of September 26th. 4 years down, forever to go. You feel me? And I'll just take you back in the day. Gabby was a cheerleader for me as I was dominating the basketball scene in Montbello High School. She was cheering just for me. She wasn't cheering for the team.
Okay.
Her shirt said Montbello James is what it didn't say that. But and God brought us back together by chance. And then she told me she won an Emmy. I thought she was lying, and then seen it. And so I found out really how dope she was as a person, how fearful she was of God, and how faithful she was. And if you don't wife that, you fumble in the bag. You feel what I'm saying? So
wife it.
Hey.
We got married, and we've been learning ever since.
Yeah,
there it is.
I love that, because we forever learning. Go ahead, Gabby. Go ahead and drop it on us.
So yes, thank you so much for having us. This is so dope. Y'all are like definitely who we look up to in this space and just in the kingdom. So thank you for everything that you do. Yeah. So what James said was partially true. Yes, we have been married for 4 years, working on our 5th year, and we originally met at Montbello High School back in the day. We didn't talk. Actually, he didn't really talk to girls from Montbello. So to understand that we came back together, to me, was more than just chance. It was a divine place. I think in each other's lives. And so, yeah, we just been rocking it out ever since. Like we're working on Reach Ministries, like you talked about. Thank you for plugging that. And then just trying to do what we can to help the community.
Yeah. So you didn't tell them like your job status, though. I'm just saying.
I'm much rather her Emmy status.
So I'm the communications director at Rocky Mountain Public Media, which is a really dope public media organization. We have two PBS stations, and 2 radio stations that have long been in the community and are well respected. And it's just the honor of my life to work in public media, to do, to be able to produce content and to share work, some of, like similar to what y'all are doing. And so, yeah, it's super exciting. And yeah, I did win an Emmy way. But even through that, I learned that there's more to life than even just the awards. It's like really about what we can really do to impact people's lives.
Yes.
That helps me get in the door. But it's really the work that happens once you get in the door that is really impactful.
Yeah. See, so dope. I mean, and James being humble too. I mean, he into financing, and of course, he's a youth coordinator, and he has the Reach Ministries. Yeah. But I mean, he's a financial coach. We have worked together and about to work with each other even the more. Gabby and I, y'all will see more on her. Y'all see. We'll tell you.
So that's on the what I'm trying to say, practical front.
Yeah.
And James and I have also had the opportunity to work together,
ministering with youth.
Yeah. So, this brother, man, he got several health.
My God. That's my little big brother. He's my little, but he's my big. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because what y'all can't see is James is 6'9". So y'all can't really see, but a lot of times he gets mistaken for Shaq. I don't know if he can. He doesn't to say that. Sorry,
I see that resemblance.
Really? Oh.
She love you. But that's kind of funny that you said that. I would never forget that. It's over now, Jay. Sorry.
So for starters, she putting people in my business. That's number one. Number two, they don't mistake me for Shaq. A little bit sometimes. But,
Sorry.
Okay, so look. That's kind of funny. I'm keeping that one in my back pocket. So listen, we starting out with a game tonight. Thank you. I see all of you. Juanita, Datavia. We have Miss Lisa. She our super duper friend, Nita. Y'all don't even understand. That's like our super duper Uber, but she administrate for us. Datavia administrate for us, and she also a part of Millennial Speak. We got Pastor Chanel in the building.
Hey.
He said, Shaq ?
Sorry.
Listen, that just took me I have all these thoughts. I'm trying to not say it, but dude, you and Shaq probably the same size for real. So anyway, thank y'all. We have both Datavia and Alice in the building from Millennial Speaker. I have to shout them out. Yeah. And so before we get started, we would do our date night game show questions. And so it's so fun, guys, because we will have a winner. Okay. Which would be us. But anyway, so the game show rule, we will ask series of questions. Each couple has a name card. They will flip it over to the spouse who that particular question belongs to. So each couples have 3 seconds to flip over the name of the spouse they choose. So for instance, who loves ice cream the most? And we already know that. That's Corey. Okay. The extra one, his stomach don't have no problems like mine. And so we'll flip it over. So the couple that answer each question the same, which means both of the members have to have matching cards, receives 1 point. The objective of the game is for each couple to answer each questions with matching cards in order to get a point. Okay. And so they already know the rules outside of that. So they can't be cheating. Okay. And so, we can't too, because Corey be looking at my cards sometimes too. So I ain't gonna lie.
Would you even say something like that?
Like he waiting on me to flip over the cards. So I'm just saying, I'm just an honest gal. I'm just an honest gal.
Just look straight.
Okay, just look straight. So we got the questions. We're gonna just ask whatever on the list is so random. It's really, really random. We don't talk about it. None of the couples discussed it with each other. So let's get started. Let's get into this. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got this.
Hey, before we get started, can I see the back of y'all's cards? I just want to know y'all ain't cheating.
Yeah.
No, y'all ain't talking. Y'all should see the cards. I'm seeing Gabby and James cards that look like this, but guess what? Show them your cards.
Super zoom.
Y'all can't help but to cheat with them.
Yeah.
We technically already won just based on our cards.
Yeah.
You won. Game away. Okay, so listen, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, we can just throw a question. I don't know. Just here you go.
Okay. We just start from the top to the bottom. Let me get my life together here. Oh, I'm dropping them already. All righty. Give me a little stuff. Okay. Now, are y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Who watches the most news broadcasts?
Ooh.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
And here's the funny part.
You get me, Corey. You get me.
Sis, I got you, right?
I mean, she is in media and you in prophetic media because
I was hoping to go turn on Israel again.
Yeah,
I
can't take it. I don't want to see it no more. I just don't. Geez.
Last time I watched the news, I was fasting and praying for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I only watch it when necessary. I just can't. It got to be necessary.
Yeah.
In my line of work, sometimes I have to because we research it.
There you go.
But other than that, no. He be having it on.
I'm like, yeah, what's going on in the world?
Yeah.
What's next? Okay.
Okay. Who is the most competitive spouse? 1, 2, 3.
I just want to know why we're not being honest on this show. I just want to know why you telling these people.
Which one line, though? Which one line? That's all I want to know. Which one?
Anybody who knows James knows, okay?
Yeah.
Which one line?
Locally competitive. But Gabby don't say nothing and be out there with it.
Oh, yeah. She the quiet competitive. I get you. I get you. Right. Okay. Next one. Who is the first to spontaneously go on a date? 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh.
What's the discrepancy?
What's the what's the point?
Now we even. I don't know. We got the rest of it.
I want to win.
That's what I know. But we got to do this together.
Okay, all right. You know what? You might be right.
We got to do this together.
Corey do plan dates, and I do. You know what? You're right. But you plan it. Yeah, that's true. All right, we lost. We got a point taken.
But we got to do this together.
But you got to focus.
I think anyway. Okay. Now,
who is the joke cracker in the marriage? 1, 2, 3. Y'all.
Babe,
what are we doing? What are we doing here?
What is the strategy?
He said, what?
Gabby makes jokes in church.
No,
she makes jokes everywhere. And come on, man.
Oh Lord, I'm not sure.
Like, if you didn't come on the show to be honest, what are we doing here?
It's called the spoken truth.
It's called the spoken truth.
That one right there.
Oh my God, that's so good. Thank you for the point, though. Thank you.
All right, we want to do. We're going to do 2 more.
Yeah, I want it to end.
I know. It's been a while. Huh?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. So it's you, me, you. Why don't you go?
Oh, okay. Which one is the first to try a new dish at the restaurant? That's easy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You got me? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
James, me, boom.
Yeah. Pull up on a restaurant and be like, yeah, what's the meal of the day? You've been in this restaurant 900 times.
I want to try something.
And you don't ever try anything on the left side. Like, the left side is banned. They need to rip that part off.
I want something new.
I can tell.
All right, I want something new.
Gabby will read the menu 14 times and order the same thing she got the last time.
Every single time.
Research. So look, Gabby.
Before I get there, and I'm still getting the same thing.
Right.
Gabby, me and you just like, hey,
what we're getting.
Oh my God.
Be studying that mug. Hey, for real.
That's so funny because that's so true. And Corey do the same thing. He look at that menu.
But like y'all done ate 2 baskets of bread.
Bro, can you order? Joe, order ASAP. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Like, give me some more of that bread. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Last one. Okay. Who is grumpier in the mornings? 1, 2, 3.
Tell us about it, Gabby. Why is he so grumpy like me?
Listen, you're waking up. You just woke up. How are you grumpy? You literally just woke up. Nothing has happened. All you did is open your eyes. I'm not understanding.
I get the logic.
Well, Courtney want to do a whole conversation in the morning.
Why you put my business all the way up? Oh.
That is a thesis statement. A thesis statement.
I ain't wrote that yet. But anyway, we just need to talk. I just want to talk.
Well, Jay.
Journey be slapping me and stuff in the morning. Like, he wakes up aggressive. Gabby's really happy in the morning. Like, we haven't even left the room. What are you so excited about? What?
I love that.
What is so happy about this?
What's so happy? I guess she like the good Lord woke me up. Started me on my way.
That one right there. Yeah.
That's the part that I'd be missing though. Like, you got to wait till the Lord start me on my way. Then
just give me time.
I woke up. That's step number 1. Start me on my way. Yeah, we were.
Okay, that was so good. We won by 1 point, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
We won by 1 point.
I need a recount.
Oh, really?
I feel like I need a recount.
I demand
a recount. Are you demand?
Okay.
We'll just do it again. We're gonna have a date night game show. We'll invite you back.
That one right there. Yeah.
It'll be 5 couples.
Show date night.
4 or 5. And then you can try to take back, win your date night Emmy,
Okay.
We doing Emmys? Yes, ma'am.
Taylor's keeping count. She said Costellos for the win. She ain't cheating.
Right on.
So this was good.
That was good.
This was good, y'all. Y'all know each other well, though. Y'all own this too.
Yeah.
To be together for 4 years, you did good. We had a couple almost had a drag out fight. I ain't gonna even say who it is. I ain't gonna even say it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Look, Dwight said, you missed one more. Dwight said, you missed one more.
You got a good memory.
I remember.
She was very competitive.
She was very competitive.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's go to some more serious ministry.
Yeah.
Because
let me go ahead and start like this.
Okay.
And I want to just, because if there is, in fact, a brand new viewer in the sense that they hadn't seen any of the state of the church for this month of October, the reason why the Lord has burdened us among all the other things that are going on in the world, first of all, the state of the church is really what's God's heart, what's God's mind, what's on his heart, what's on his mind based upon his church. And that could be any random thing, global, nationwide, statewide, citywide, whatever, family-wide, whatever. And it has been really evident, definitely since this year, but I'll say even since 2020, that marriages have been on a vast and a rapid attack. And in my word that God has given me, that, there's been like an ongoing siege and a flat out, full out onslaught against marriages. And so, getting with and collaborating with much rather like the couples, Christ-like couples and couples, who are, who can really speak on the matter. That's the thing that we want to address. We want to address this aggressive attack on marriages, again, both in the body and out of the body. And so to that, we thank the West couple for just partnering with us and joining with us so that we can talk about some of these issues. And so
that's why y'all here.
There you go.
We just want to be transparent. What you say, Jay?
I said, let's go.
Let's go. So let's start with our first question. I felt like this was needed to really deal with. And I see with people that we talk to, we find out that these are one of the things that they may question or while we're talking to them, we're like, ooh, that's a good question.
Sure.
And so we want to ask you guys, what do you think honesty and transparency in a marriage is so important? Honesty and transparency.
So honesty and transparency, and let me adjust my seat because I need y'all to see me here. Honesty and transparency are so important in any aspect of life, and even more important in a marriage situation, because you can't operate in the dark, and that's what honesty and transparency does. Is it turns the light on to what's going on with you personally, and therefore what's going on in your marriage. If you're honest with your spouse, then they can never say they didn't know, right? For number one, and they can always say, hey, I'm here to help, because they know exactly what you're going through. Honesty and transparency turn the light on in your marriage. Because weird stuff happens in the dark when you by yourself.
Preach, Pastor.
And the enemy will get to cutting up in the dark, and will get to cutting up in your marriage. So,
see?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like that.
I think on an even more basic level, I think transparency and honesty, it builds trust and vulnerability. Which I think is super important, and that ultimately leads to intimacy. It's like this, your reflection or your relationship with your spouse is also similar to your relationship with God. Like, you need that honesty, you need that transparency. You have to be upfront so that you can let all those walls fall down, all that you may be dealing with. And I think it's the intimacy part is super important, because it's, I see you, even though I know every part of you. I live with you. I wake up with you. I go to sleep with you, but I still love you. And I think that's super important in any relationship, but in a marriage in particular.
That part.
Look
at that. Come on, she ain't preached. That's really good. And I see what they're saying. It shines a light on it. And also your honesty and transparency with your mate is like your honesty and transparency with God. Because I think sometimes we try to think that God don't know and he don't see. And just like a spouse, you should see your spouse. You should see them. You should know when something going on. You should know when something ain't right. We had a phone call from a couple and he was like, something ain't right. Something is going on. He see it. But the spouse kept saying, I'm fine. I'm fine. And so I love that you said that you both and how you put that together and put a spin on it.
You know why I like this question? Because since 2020, there has been a very strong hidden honesty and transparency. And when the lockdown happened, when the light was shined, I think that's what began to spur into, you know, this attack on marriages. Because when the real them came out,
you couldn't hide no more.
You could
locked down in the house. You
or
can't
else,
hide.
you can go get arrested.
But you can't hide.
And that was just it. Yeah, they can run, but they can't. They tried to run, but then it became law. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay in your house. And that's a very, very strong statement because, man, you know.
Because I didn't know how we was going to make it.
I didn't either. Now, I don't know how we going to make it because if I have to leave, I'm going to cry. I'm a cry.
But it helped us in our marriage, right?
It did.
We began to be so transparent and honest where we developed this sense of habit of our powwows in the morning, just me and him, and we just talk about stuff that's laboring on our hearts. And so that honesty and transparency, instead of pulling us apart, it pulled us together during the lockdown.
Yes, sir.
And so that brings it to the next question.
So the next one.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Can I speak to that lockdown portion of
it? Please.
Please.
That was tough for me and Gabby. Gabby is an introvert. So there were times during the lockdown, maybe every 3 days, where she would wake up and look at me. And I'm the grumpy one in the morning, right? She looked at me like, why do you still live here? Like, what are you doing? Like, and but we had to go through it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was one of our first battles together. We got married, and 4 months later, we stuck in the house, and now your representative ain't there no more. It's you. It's you.
Yeah.
And so we had a tough time, but we made it through that one.
That's deep. That's deep because a lot of people experience that.
There you go.
And if you don't die to self, you had to die. Everything in you had to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a very intense period, I think, for everyone. But like for me in particular, working like on the front lines of the pandemic, and dealing with that stress. And I know we're going to talk about kids later, but also, you know, normally we could head out, go grab some food, get out the house for a little bit, but it's like, no, you have to
that part.
You have to deal with it, right? And then there
that part.
As a newly married person who had recently come out of single life where I could like move about and do whatever I wanted.
Sure.
And I'd also picked up, I think, some toxic habits over time. I had to really sit with myself. I had to sit with who I had become and how the things that I was doing was impacting.
Come on, Gabby.
Yeah.
And I'll just be honest, like I entered into therapy and did therapy weekly, which was super helpful. So come
on, God and therapy. That's what people don't understand. You need both.
Talking about that illumination, it illuminated some issues within me that I knew I needed to address. But also there was like I feel like it was also a beautiful time.
Yes.
Those things were able to come off and we made it. Like, I mean, it literally
you made it
right there.
We made it through.
That's good. That's good. People needed to hear that too.
Yeah. So that they can have hope also.
Yeah. Because we can pick up some toxic stuff.
Oh,
but when that light shining on it though, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Let that light shine on that thing. You can't do nothing but get delivered in here if you really submit yourself to God.
So true.
So go ahead.
No, moving right on. Let's just jump down a little bit. And let's say answer, why would you say communication is one of the most important components to a healthy, established, and solid marriage relationship? Why is communication even that strong to begin with? What'd you say to that?
So before Pastor Gabby gets, I'm gonna say that communication lets you know where you at. right?
Amen.
Communication will help you even when honesty and transparency aren't present. Because regardless of what you can see that's been illuminated by honesty and transparency, if you communicate, I can still find you in the dark.
Right.
If you're still talking to me, I can find you in the dark.
Right.
So Gabby and I are learning each other as far as communication goes. And I'll be transparent about what my family, where I come from, we don't communicate well. Right. It always sounds like we're going to fight whenever.
Oh, child, you talking about the Mortons. You talking about them.
Right. It always sounds like we're going to fight. And I had to learn that I can't communicate with my wife like that.
Right.
Because even though I'm comfortable with that, she's not. Right.
Right.
So what communication does is it allows you to find where your partner is at. And it creates the platform for that honesty and that transparency. And if everybody is pulling the same direction, because we're a team,
there you go.
We're pulling the same direction, we're really strong. But when we're not communicating and we're going our separate ways, we can't get nothing done.
Come on, Gabby, Pastor Gabby.
Of course, I always thought I was a great communicator. And I mean, I do communications for a living. Like that's literally in my job title. So to hear from James, like, you're not a great communicator. You're not as great of a communicator as you think you are, was like,
you don't like that though. Don't be busting out. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But I definitely had to humble myself and look back I had to see myself. Because even, you can communicate all you want, but if the communication isn't healthy, that's not helpful. And also I have to think about, we have children that are looking at us, right? So we're teaching them how to communicate. We're teaching them how to problem solve, how to come back together after an argument, how to apologize, which James is excellent at. I haven't been so great at that. And then just from a biblical perspective, one of the scriptures that I've had to like sit with is that a kind word turns away wrath.
Come on there.
And then I think, and talking about toxicity and the toxic traits that I picked up, I'm used to like going back at it. Like, what's
my
up?
God, come on. What you want to do?
Listen, what's up? What's up?
I mean,
is that the type of marriage that I want?
Boom.
That's not what I want. Those aren't the results that I'm looking for.
Mm.
And so I that's a lesson that I'm still learning and I'm still working on.
I love that. You guys are so transparent.
It's so true.
If y'all out there, go ahead and share. Go ahead and share. Because I think with this transparency is going to help so many people.
It is.
Because we tend to mask in the church.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it. Stop the mask. Like, just can somebody keep it real? Like, people literally, they think that we are the Huxtable. No, we're not.
No, we got problems just like everybody else.
We definitely not the Huxtable.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. But they tend to wear this huge mask with the big hat, right? And I know some people that you'd be like, whoa, if you didn't have discernment, what? They getting divorced?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was just taking selfies on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Like, what happened? Right?
Right.
But that's not going to help your marriage. Yeah. And it's not going to help others. Like you said, my kids looking at us. There's some things that we got to change. There's some things like, like you said, Gabby, I'm used to like, what? A lot of us is used like, what?
Right. Right.
And like you said, James, how I communicated in my family, I couldn't take that to my wife. I couldn't talk to my wife like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we had some toxic upbringing as well. Or we have molded ourselves to society and what it looks like in the culture, right? Where we bring that in a marriage that's bind together by God. You cannot do that. Like, no, you can't. This is not Jada and Will's marriage. You know what I'm saying? So we have to show like that. So we have to deal with stuff accordingly to the word of God. And also we have to make sure that we're communicating correctly with our spouse.
my last little thing on that, and we definitely can move on. But when we talk about relationships, like communication always hinges on relationships hinge. Any relationship on either good communication or bad communication.
They sure do.
That's marital, that's secular, that's work, that's ministry, that's parent, that's whatever kind of relationship that a person has. And so I think that communication is very important. Like they both just said, they can't come at each other just any kind of which way, because some result is going to happen that they might not be pleased with. And so here's what God told me. God said that Jesus, he modeled how to communicate. And I ain't trying to make this sound all like that, but really when Jesus says in Matthew 4 that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God, by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. Well, so what you're thinking about is that, yeah, you can have a marriage. Let's put these in marital terms, because we're talking about why communication is so effective in a marriage, in a healthy marriage. Well, when we're talking about a marriage, yeah, anybody can have a marriage. And if we have our marriage, we can have a marriage, but we might not be as fulfilled unless we communicate with each other. So here's what Jesus did. Jesus said that Jesus said that man can't live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from God, every word that God speaks, every rhema that comes. So when God starts talking, that's when we get fulfillment. So we can have a marriage, but we just might have a marriage. But the marriage don't really take a turn unless that communication comes up, right? And so here's how he put it to me. So when God communicates to us, we could and get the chance to communicate with him. So when God communicates with us and we communicate together, then we build and establish a relationship. Once the relationship is established, then our relationship has purpose. And then once we have and find our purpose, then we are fulfilled. Good. So same with marriage. When we begin to communicate, then we establish our relationship. And once we establish our relationship, then now we see the purpose of our relationship, right? Yeah. And then when we get the purpose, then we're fulfilled. I like that. Wherefore, now we don't just have a marriage because we said I do. No, now we have like even a more solidified union through communication. And so here's what God taught us over the last 3 years. My last comment, and we out on this question. But we didn't know how the 3 years was going to go either in 2020. And I'm thinking, like, I'll be honest, I'm thinking finances, I'm thinking, sustainability, I'm thinking, longevity and things like that, and resource coming in and things of that sort. And maybe my wife was thinking something different, apparently. And all I know is that if you leave, you're going to get in trouble. And then if you leave, you probably don't want to be exposed to that anyway. And so God, he kept us at home and he locked us in. And so what that turned into is, hey, what you doing today? I don't know. What you doing today? Hey, you want to get some coffee? Yeah, I would love some coffee. Okay, a coffee date in the morning. All right, I'm going to my meeting. Okay, I'm going to go to mine too. Meet you at the bathroom for the bathroom break. Hey, are you using the bathroom? Yes, I got to use the bathroom when you're going to use the bathroom. And so that talking began to snowball. Because we like these, right? And so here's what I appreciate God for. God let us sandwich our day in talking. So we get up in the morning, we have our little powwow rodeo, we go and do what we got to do, and then we talk throughout the day, and then right at the end of the day, we do pillow talk. And so we lay down and stuff like that when we're getting all ready and settled down and things like that. Well, what you think about this? And hey, I like this. Well, we got to do this. And these are our plans. These are our thoughts.
We were so busy that
there you go.
We would skip those moments sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think
definitely
that we were so busy.
Definitely.
Like our calendar was colorful.
Oh God.
So I think that God allowed us to pause, hold up. Let's put some time into that marriage. Yeah. Let's do these things. Let's parent. We start parenting better. Yeah. And so I think that was really honestly, I'm thankful for the lockdown.
Oh my God.
To this day, people be like, I'm like, no, I'm thankful.
Now, I'm sorry that whatever happened to those that it happened to and whatever situations. I'm sorry for that. But I so value the fact that God pulled us closer together to really just show us how precious what he gave us is.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
So let's go to this question.
Yeah.
The Wests. I know you guys are a blended family, and I have so many people that are blended family. So if you out there, I want you to listen to this question and listen to it well. What are some things that you have learned as it relates to being a blended family? Yeah. Number one. And what are some ways others could be helped in navigating their blended households?
Yeah. This is intense. It's a deep question, because for me, I think trust is like one of the first. I mean, obviously communication, but I think trust is essential when it comes to a blended family. I mean, hey, I guess I'm just going to give all of my business. I didn't trust men, and I didn't trust men around my kids. And so I think, if you ever talk to James, he'll probably tell you how when we were dating, he would ask how my kids were, and I would be like, they're good. Like, don't ask about them.
Wow.
But I really wanted someone who
That's so good. Like, listen, Linda. I feel you, okay?
I did want someone who was a solid partner, who would be a great father to my kids, someone who would be a good example, and all those things, but I just didn't have trust. And so for me, it involves trusting your partner. And I think definitely open communication, saying expectations up front when it comes to discipline. I want to, what's important to you. Is family important? Is spending family time together? Another piece, I think James loves doing game nights and inviting people over to the house and doing all that kind of stuff. And that's just not me. And so I've really had to learn, had to break down some of my walls, which he's been super helpful with. But just to break it down, I think trust is probably the biggest piece.
Yeah,
that's true. So
I agree with all of that. For starters, I think it's a 3-tiered system, because at the very top is communication. And this is something that Gabby and I learned over time, because we didn't take the time to have these conversations before we got married.
Yeah.
So I did what I had to do, right? But you come to me for life. But anyway,
that's it.
It starts with communication. You have to talk. Have to talk about how parenting looks to you, especially in a co-parenting environment.
Right.
What she didn't say is that she didn't allow me to ask about her kids while we were dating. Yeah. But as soon as we got married, she was like, "Here, these are your kids." So
it went from here to extreme.
Right. We never talked about those things. So we had to learn communication.
Yeah.
Secondly, it takes trust, like she talked about. That's the second tier of it. So communication, and then you build trust. Because she didn't trust men. So she had to learn to trust me in that space. So there were times where I would say something or discipline the kids, and she'd be like, "It might be right, but don't do that. I don't like you stepping in that space."
Right.
And I had to earn her trust.
Yeah.
I had to earn that trust. And then the final tier of making a blended family successful is that you support each other.
Come on.
Amen. I like that.
We're a team. And these kids are a part of that team.
Yes.
The leaders ain't right. If the leaders of the team ain't right,
then
the whole house is gonna go a better term into hell in a handbasket.
Man,
right? So you have to communicate, you have to build trust, and you have to support each other in parenting. One of the things that our daughters specifically will do or would do is ask me something. I would say no, and then they would ask Gabby.
And then I'm going to say
yes. And she's going to say yes. And then I'm going to be like, well, I said she can't have no cookies.
Yeah.
And I'm the man of the house.
That part.
Nobody get no cookies now. Right?
Yeah.
And that caused us to butt heads. And then finally, we got it together.
Right.
Babe, did you tell her did she ask you about the cookies? And I'm like, yeah, I said no. Okay, well then the answer's no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the shocked face on her, he's like, wait, what? What you mean? No?
Right.
Despite the shocked faces, it showed them that we're a team.
Come on, man. Love that.
There's rules that you have to abide by, whether mom sets them or not. My kids don't have that problem. I got all boys. They know I will kick them in the chest. They don't.
So what you trying to say? The girls was much harder.
Right. You know, they don't play with me like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, for real.
It's really about communication, trust, and supporting each other.
I love that. So with the blended family, some of the things that you said, because even when I see the girls, honestly, it's like as if you are their dad. So it is not like a stepdad thing. Like you can feel the stepdad type of,
feeling.
But it seemed like the girl respect you. What we see from the outside, right? That they respect you for being, Dad James. You know what I'm saying? And so it lets me know that you're not showing difference.
Right.
Because sometimes with blended families, there's a difference in their children, right? Mm-hmm. And so because of the girls is with you all full time, I see that it seemed like there's a yoking where, like I seen one of your daughters, she went straight to you, but Gabby was sitting there. So with the blended family, I see that it's not that it's perfect, but I can see you're blending. Yeah. And so good job, James, with not making a difference. And with your boys, I'm pretty sure because Gabby just have that personality where she just going to be loving regardless, so I can almost see that that's the same. So I'm glad we talked about blended family. And then we go to the next question.
Man, y'all had me at team hook, line, and sinker. And even today, them two are trying to pull it on us. Yeah, can I go to the rec center? Can I go here? Can I go?
Did you put it on a chat with me and Dad?
Hey, right.
They got this accountability now.
Right.
Just text me. If Jeremiah texts me, did you ask Dad why he not on this chat?
Right.
We have a whole family chat. So don't try to ask me and get away with it, bro.
So here's what I like. You know how y'all were just saying, what did your mom say? They might go and ask her something and then come back to ask me or vice versa. Mm-hmm. And then if they ask me, I say, go at your mama.
Exactly.
This I don't know the answer.
Go ask me again.
Kids are just going back and forth asking the other parent.
They get tired. They don't even want to ask.
My point, right?
I don't even want to go no more.
Right. But I love the fact that y'all are unified. Yeah. And then I'm just saying earlier on that y'all learned, how to walk this out as a team because once that 3-stranded cord, is not easily broken, so to speak. I mean, that's James, how you said, Pastor James, that's when things begin to, fall into the right place and get put in right perspective so that the whole team begins to, line up in the way that, the house is going to go.
So
Oh, go ahead.
The text.
So
this one is big. Okay, we on one accord. Come on. This one is big. This is real big.
Yeah.
Because solidly during research, infidelity is one of the top 4. Infidelity I'm talking every research, every report, fidelity is top 4, if not top 1, but it's definitely always at the top.
Oh yeah.
And so I really want us to talk about this and be real. I don't know if you guys have, but we have several people that we know that was divorced because of infidelity. Yeah. And it's running rampant. Yeah. So
and on that, just to addendum that, when you start talking about divorce, separation, yes, but divorce, infidelity is always at the top of the list. So with that, because of that being at the top of the list among marriages separating, why do you think infidelity has increased? And why do you believe this is among the top marriage attacks? why do you think infidelity has increased and that it's among the top of marital attacks?
I don't know if I can say why it's increased, but I would say that the culture has permeated a lot of our lives.
That's it.
Right. And also marriage is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It gets better over time. I'm
yes,
sure.
It does.
Of course.
It does.
A lot of work, a lot of attention. It's like, keeping a flower alive. I always like to refer to myself as like a flower. Like I need to be watered.
I like it.
Oh, come on.
With me. Like I need, I just need to be treated delicately. And I
come
think
on, Gabby.
It can be easy to be like, nah, I ain't even finna deal with that. Because I think the culture in general elevates this toxic mindset where people just throw someone away.
So
right?
True.
We live in a cancel culture.
Cancel.
That permeates marriages. And so it's like, okay, well, you're not doing what I need you to do. Like you're not meeting my needs. It's not feeling right. Instead of me taking the time to cultivate the marriage or to address things that I may be bringing to the situation that may not be helpful, or I may be pushing you away. I think that it can just be easier, or it can appear easier to just go another route, like see what's over there. And so I don't know if that's why it's increasing, but I do believe that the culture is taking over too much of our lives, and we're not submitting ourselves to God. We're not submitting ourselves to our spouse, and breaking down those parts of ourselves that shouldn't be like the world.
Right. I like it. It's true.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to follow that. So in all honesty, I think it starts before you even get married, right? The culture has turned the goal into the wedding, right?
Wow.
The culture disavows marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling. The culture says say yes to the dress without understanding that to be married, you're going to have to say yes to some mess. Right? You're gonna have to say yes.
Yes to the best. Come on.
Yeah. And I think to follow that up, a lot of us are playing God when we choose. We've got our women looking for husbands when the Bible never says to do that.
Wait. Pause.
My goodness.
Pause. Y'all heard that? Whew. We have the women. The Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
What pronoun was that?
Who finds a husband? You too needy. Stop. Don't chase them.
Culture.
That's not God. That's not Bible. That's culture and not kingdom. And it's bad because, yes, we see it in the world, but we see it more in the church because you're too daggone desperate. You just want to hurry up and get married to meet the need, but you have not had a thought process pertaining to God. Your thought process was pertaining to the world.
Come on.
You just want something. You just want something. You want the idea of marriage.
Come on.
But let me tell you, with that marriage, like he said, you saying yes to the dress, but not yes to the mess. There's no perfect marriage. And you're going to struggle in the beginning because you're talking about two becoming one.
Oh, God.
That's big.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, I have to share everything with him. We're connected.
Yes.
I mean, I can't kick him out the room. Even if I try, he gonna go and lay in the bed and he gonna say, "You get out." And he know I ain't gonna get out because I ain't even know that's my comfortable bed, my orthopedic mattress. So therefore, we just gonna sleep together. That's it. It's been his thing forever.
That's a good time.
Right. It ain't happening.
Straight up.
He will take the doorknob, the whole door off if he has to. With me.
Bang.
So you don't see the struggle. You just see what the world say a marriage look like because all it is an Instagram post. They not really living that life.
Right.
So Jane, I had to pause right there.
Yes,
Come on.
Yes, sir.
So go back. I hope you didn't forget your thought. I hope so. What you were saying? The women. You said the women. They trying to run after the man.
Right. And you have people that don't have boundaries. And and are exclusively using their spouse to meet their needs, marrying each other and expecting that their spouse will meet their needs rather than expecting to meet their spouse's needs. So when that happens, the only thing that can happen is that marriage has to go, right? And for that marriage, and they won't leave because it still could happen, right?
I mean, Will and Jade have been in the house together since they've been in the house together.
Not them again.
Right. So that's case in point. These are two people that are used to being catered to.
Jeez.
See? Come on, Pastor.
They married each other expecting that their spouse would cater to them.
Jesus.
And as soon as they didn't, she went and found what catered to what she wanted.
Bro.
I heard a rapper say that you're trying to give her love, but what she wants is a purse.
Woo.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's
pretty
what
much
you're seeing when you see infidelity increase, is one person, or even if neither of you love each other, you're trying to give something that the other person doesn't want, doesn't desire, and they're going to get what they do want and do desire, especially by their financial needs.
Wow.
I ain't gonna. I was about to go into. I had 4 points and start breaking down scripture.
I mean, Pastor James, you gave us 3. You only got 1 more. Might as well go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say that infidelity, as far as the numbers go, I think that's a people being surveyed thing, because what we're seeing is generational curses or generational fights that our fathers and grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers didn't fight, that we're still having to deal with.
We still have to deal with.
It come down from generation to generation, even in my own family, that got a family on the side. Or you got brothers and sisters that you don't know.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh my goodness.
And
that
we
one
never addressed it, and now it's on social media.
Oh.
Now, see, social media highlights.
Right. Social media is a place where the devil can put his hands without ever touching me.
Come on.
Like I said, I'm gonna stop.
But here's what y'all said without saying. What y'all said without saying, using these words, is stuff is out of order.
Right.
And stuff is out of order. People, much rather, are out of order because they're not following God. I looked up a long time ago. I was a kid. I don't know, younger. I'm going to say younger. When I was younger. And I'm going to ask a rhetorical question. What's a 1 4-letter word that begins with an S? Excuse me, 3-letter word that begins with an S, which means to be disobedience to God, sin, right?
Right.
And so when you think about how what blew my mind, I was minding my own business, doing whatever I was doing. Here come this one. So here come Brandy. Here come my wife. So honey, look at this. Or she sent it to me or whatever like that. I saw a female with 2 men. It wasn't with 2 men. Yeah.
Polygamy is on an all-time high.
We're going somewhere with this, right? That was one clip. She had one female had 2 men, right? Normally it'll be 1 man with 2 females or whatever, but it's in the reverse, right?
They leveling the playing field now.
But to Pastor James's comment earlier on, he said now women are chasing the men. And it's beginning to become more progressively public.
It's intense.
And it's so opposite of the will of God. And so the Holy Spirit said, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. That's the New Living Translation. The Christian translation says, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold as well. And they're talking about just really the doing away with love. Now, it's love that covers sin. It's love that draws us closer to God. It's love that displays Christ in us. It's love that promotes patience and peace and goodness and all of the characteristics of Christ. But when you think about love going away, so that grow code, and here we go, this suko word in the New Testament Greek, it simply means something that evaporates.
My God.
So when you think about evaporation, like if you blow your breath on the window and then the fog just goes away, well, just as quick as you blow your breath on the window or mirror or whatever, and the fog goes away, that's how love is at a progressive and increasing pace, because we keep chasing the culture. And we keep chasing the world, and we keep opposing the will of God, because it's God who made marriage. And so when you think about marriage and the attack on marriage and infidelity, now to again your comment, you were like, he's giving her love and she's looking for a person, whatever like that. Nobody saw God, as both of you just said, to really come together to first serve God as we serve each other or serve our spouse. You know what I mean? And so when you think about how the breakage is happening, how people are finding, these physical relations among other people, it's because the sin is increasing, because they're looking at other things and not looking at God.
But see, in social media, y'all know,
and then
anything you can find, it's there. You don't even have to go looking for it. It's gonna pop up. Like, whoa, wait a minute. It's so demonic. And here's the deal with the infidelity. Here's the thing with the infidelity. And this is what we're saying. And this is with counsel with different people.
Sure.
It's so tiring to try to keep up with another lie.
Oh my goodness.
So most people, that's in infidelity,
right?
You can tell in their face they wore out. Dude, you look like you committing sin. Dude, you look like it.
Yeah.
You're trying to live two different lives. Your great hair is coming out your nostrils. You can't even keep up with the lie.
Yeah.
You're tired. You look stressed out and depressed. You just look like a ball of sin.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep up with Sari, Curly, and some of them more now.
Yeah.
And you're trying to keep up with all of them, right? At the same time, you have a whole family at home. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't even keep up with the family I have. Nevertheless, I'm trying to keep up with another family.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
it looks infidelity. It's not even hidden. You can see it on people.
Yeah.
You can see that you're doing it. You can see that you're living outside your household.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. And this is for the women. This is really serious.
Yeah.
With the women. This is why when you merge as one, right? When you have too many bank accounts, when you don't know what's going on with that. It's only one credit card that we don't share because I want him to be able to surprise me, and I surprise him because I'm nosy. So go ahead and keep that one to yourself.
But we communicate.
Right? We communicate.
So we know what to expect.
Right? But I want him to have a credit card so he can do what he do. Go ahead and surprise me.
Right.
But however, if you the two becoming one and being on one accord is so important.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stress out to see what you're doing. God going to expose it. I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to look like you're around here trying to commit, infidelity and adultery. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, where you going now?
Yeah.
Where you at? And listen, bro. That's true. Not. But the thing is, when it's so much sin that's running around. Women is throwing themselves at men that's married.
It's so
and
backwards,
now the men is saying, you say you married, you see this ring.
Yeah.
My husband made it so you can see it. Okay? You can see it.
Something to tell.
But they literally say this. Are you happy?
Right. Oh my gosh.
Am I happy? Well, that's
they don't. Sin increases.
It increases.
There you go.
Yeah, I got something to say on that before we go on. I just had to pause.
Yeah, I do actually. It seems as if when you're married or forbidden, it's more attractive to certain people. Because Gabby gets that all the time. But are you happy? And so. I'm not a violent person, right? But
God's still dealing with me.
Yeah, she got a 20 piece on her finger, brother. I know you seen it, right? She got a 20 piece on her finger. I know you seen it.
I'm just saying.
So I think all jokes aside, I think where infidelity happens is where a spouse or spouses separate from God.
Come on, man. Come on.
When your needs are being met, that's where they'll be met. Now, they be met through your spouse,
right?
When you meet in God, right? And when one spouse separates to try to either meet their own needs or have you meet their needs outside of what God has said about marriage. Because let's keep it 100. God hasn't revised the institution of marriage. He said what he said. There are no edits. There is no addition. He said what he said.
Yes.
And when your needs, when it feels as if your needs are being met, right? It's likely because of something that you're doing, and we don't like to address that.
Right.
Because if it's something that we're doing, then we're wrong.
Come on.
And we're not humble enough to accept that.
I love that.
Even if the thing that you're not doing is seeing into your spouse enough that they're going through something.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Boom.
I love that, man. Because go ahead.
Real quick. Hey, see, when we talk about infidelity, 9 times out of 10, I hope everybody grown that's watching this.
I hope y'all grown. Tell your kids get out in front of TV.
When we talk about it, we talking about sex.
Yes.
Right.
Boom.
We're talking about a physical connection that you promised to your spouse.
Right.
But because you either haven't gotten it when you want it or you've given yourself emotionally to somebody else, you will share what you promised.
Woo!
Yeah.
And
y'all gonna fight for the mic.
But it's bumped up.
So when you're married, it should look like this, right?
It should look
God should be the glue that's holding this together.
Come on.
That.
When it's not, it separates, and there's a place for the devil to put his hands.
Yeah.
And if the devil can wrap his hands around your marriage,
come on.
Because his job is to separate, right?
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say on that.
Now you preaching, you said a whole lot. You said all of it.
I just want to say this one last comment.
Ahead,
we got and then we got to go. Oh, good.
You've
good.
Been holding on. Go ahead, baby.
Because Pastor James, listen here, brother. The only thing left to do is open the invitation and open the doors to the church.
Open up the get the offering bags.
And all of that too, however that service runs. Because when you're talking about separate from God, you know what I mean? So here we go with this love condition. Like, I don't love you enough to work for the thing that I claimed that I wanted, right? And so I don't love you enough, hypothetically speaking, when that level of love begins to diminish and go away, even physically, then we really separated from God, right? And so I done lost my daggone train of thought because I'm still trying to.
Do you think? Well, I gotta say this.
But go ahead.
Okay, so this is what I want to say. Apostle filled them on part 1. Y'all go back and watch that. This really was so fire, even though it seems so minimal, right? Like it's like duh, but no, it was so key, practical.
Yeah, that's
the thing. When you in a marriage, unless there's something wrong with you down there, all right, unless you have some type of medical, physical issue, you can't, okay, that's when the spouse got to die to themselves and trust God in the process. That don't mean they give you a right.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Sarah and Abraham go find Hagar.
Come on. Yeah.
Okay, they don't give you no right. We are the new covenant, okay? You don't go and just find a Hagar. Okay, so in that case, that's a whole nother discussion. Okay, we got to bring somebody else on the show that can deal with that because I don't deal with that one. So here's the deal: if that's the issue, but if it's not the issue, you should not be holding out in your marriage. I know that we're busy. Listen, us right here, we're booked. 5 businesses, job, like we're booked. But here's the deal: we would never deny each other that SEX that we're talking about. Yes. There's no way. I'm be confused. I'm be like, what's going on? If you're going outside this marriage because you having it here.
Right.
Okay?
No, sir.
There's no way that it will be a time that I even give you an excuse. You're going to be tired because we're gonna do what we got to do.
Right.
Okay? We're going to skip. We're going to do what we got to do.
Come on, sis. Come on.
Get off the camera.
Yeah.
We finna keep it real.
Yeah.
There's no way. Okay. We know Jesus.
Yeah.
We love the Lord.
Come
But
on.
we gave each other for a reason.
Come on.
For that reason,
I don't care if
directly.
it's day, night,
Yeah.
midday.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to make that happen so you won't give your spouse an excuse to do anything, which you shouldn't have an excuse because you should be doing yourself and you committed to God. That means you committed to your spouse.
Listen.
So therefore, you shouldn't be going out there and doing anything. You got to read the Bible, get in the church, read the Bible sometimes, go get deliverance. If you feel like I got to go outside my marriage to meet a need that God did not give you.
And that's it. If a person feels that they got to go out, then they didn't want it no way. Mm-hmm. Because we already know how this results, mostly speaking. That's one of the things that I was, thank you for jogging my memory.
Yeah, I had to help you out. I was trying to figure you out.
I appreciate that. I was.
We're on a fast now.
I'll finna be not.
You can't be sneaking and doing stuff.
And you going exactly where I'm going because Pastor James was saying a promise, and it is a promise, as well as a requirement. Mm-hmm. So we're required.
In it. Mm-hmm.
And like you said though, in that 1 Corinthians passage, unless we're fasting, unless it's some agreed upon reason, then there should be no reason to hold out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not really
or medical stuff.
Anything.
Yeah.
Any agreed upon thing or some kind of really logical reason that's going to prevent any kind of activity to that degree. Mm-hmm. And I like that. And that is so true because there shouldn't be a reason why something like that is withheld. Exactly. There shouldn't be a reason why you have to outsource that kind of function. I can't even think of a word. You know what I mean?
And if having that, there's a doctor, right?
I mean, yes.
Because people will use that as an excuse. I don't know why I want to drill this, y'all.
No, yeah.
There is a doctor. You have urologists. You have, listen, this lady, she saved. It ain't no creepy stuff. Yeah. She even deal with that as part of her ministry.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There
so
you
if
go.
you out there inbox me, I'm gonna pass you her number.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Kinky, creepy stuff. God really gave her the science behind that, so you can fulfill your spouse in your marriage.
Yes, definitely.
Instead of going anyway, go ahead. I'm gonna leave that alone.
But no, but I'm go ahead, James.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, please.
I think when the Bible says don't deny each other except for a time, I think that within that time there can be healing, right? Because if you don't desire your spouse, now this is if you've allowed God to point out who you're supposed to be with.
Exactly.
Come on.
If you don't desire your spouse, there has to be some sort of healing involved.
Sure.
Something is broken because God made this person for you.
Come on,
right?
Baby.
God made
this. Do it.
Yes.
She's supposed to be fine. She's supposed to, right? She's supposed to do those things for you. And if it's right, then it's something in you that needs to be healed. So you can tell them, hey, we need to separate for a little bit. So I can get some of these things worked out because I want to give you all of me and honor what God has given me. This is the favor on my life. This is my cheat code. Like God sent her for that.
Come on.
I'll say this and then I'll let it go. That Gabby at one time had forgotten her wallet at work, right? And I ain't had no money, right? So, but I sent her a sandwich anyway, right? And my grandma asked me, why did you send that girl a sandwich when you ain't had no money? And I said, because I don't want to lose her to a brother with a sandwich.
Hey,
and
just like that.
Because if your spouse is hungry and you can provide food in any manner,
right?
You're giving the devil a place to put his hands.
That's Bible though.
And that's,
you do not give space to the enemy.
Old school wisdom too. I can't even begin to count all of the old heads used to say, old head men, generation before me men. I don't want to.
And all it gets better. Good. Yeah, I'm just saying, because you know that don't mean you do what you supposed to.
What is going on? But like they say, and Pastor James is right, because my grandfather, uncles, and everybody else older than me, they would say, you want to do for your wife in comparison to another man doing for your wife.
Come on.
But then when you think about the responsibility, that is our responsibility as men. You know what I mean? To do for your wife. And so reciprocating on this topic,
send that sound.
I like where this is going. Because again, if this ain't number one, this is definitely like top 4 why people are leaving their marriage relationship. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And that lets me know that just like we need a touch from God, God put us together to touch each other in every way. Yeah. Let me hopefully say that the right way. But touching emotions, touching feelings, touching, spiritually, touching every other kind of way, financially, financially, and even physically, every way. You know what I mean? Like we should not withhold from our spouses. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. I'm not saying nothing else. All right. We can beat it down. I keep going on that. It must be a whole thing. Hey. All right. So
it's real.
Okay. So this is a question that we want to ask. And you can kind of mix the two. Okay. Because we had 2 questions that we want to ask. What advice would you give someone right now that's going through marriage issues and are on the brink of giving up on their marriage? What advice would you give someone that's going through and the brink of giving up with their marriage? You can possibly use your own testimony, a time when it was difficult, and how God, basically revived your marriage. Amen. And, however you want to go that route.
I'd say, just like with many things, when you may be stressed or when things start to feel like they're going to pile up on you, I feel like on the other side of that is always the breakthrough. You just have to stick it out long enough to experience that. And so I think that same thing could be said about marriage. James and I have definitely had some difficult conversations. Definitely had some yelling matches, definitely sometimes moments, especially during the pandemic, like early on, where it was like, all right, I'm about to chuck the deuces. But I think I definitely sat back and like, even in those moments where I would like step away because I just need some time. I would still be thinking about, James, still thinking about, it would be unimaginable to live without him.
Yeah.
My God.
I get you.
And not even in a way of like desperation, but more like I'm building a life with this person. We have purpose connected to us. And we do have people watching us. We have our kids looking up to us, and also just we bring so much. I mean, I know that I bring joy to you, probably, yes. But he brings so much joy to my life, and he's enhanced my life in so many ways. That for me, I think, definitely going to God and asking for that guidance, and really taking a look at myself and seeing, are there things that I could be doing that could be contributing to where we are in this space. And I think really being honest in living in that space of humility.
Yeah, that's it.
I was by myself for so long where it was like, I actually don't really care if you leave. Like, if you leave, that's cool. That's on you. But really, it's like, no, I don't. It's not that I don't want to be alone, because I actually love spending time by myself. Like you said, I'm an introvert. Like, I love spending time by myself. It's just that I want to be with him.
Yes.
Right on.
And so for me, I think it's really looking at, is this the person that God called you to be, or called you to be with? Yes. Is your life more fulfilled, and are you in a better space that since you've been married? Yes. Do we still have things that we need to accomplish together? Yes. Like there aren't enough reasons for me to leave. And so I would just say, just to take a step back, like take a pause, like it, just like in any moment when you're overly stressed or things feel like they're heavy on top of you. Like sometimes you just need to take a step back and really assess the situation. And so,
I like that.
Yeah, it's good wisdom, sis.
James was laughing during this. What you talking about?
Because I was laughing because she said I would be perfectly fine being by myself. Sometimes
That's what she used to think. She ain't saying now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do gotta leave. I gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
And but the funny part is that if I'm gone for an hour and 27 minutes, my phone gonna ring every time. So to answer the question, being married is a lot like being a gardener.
I like that.
Which is funny because Adam was anyway.
Come on, he cultivated.
What I mean by that is you have to plant a seed or set a tone in your marriage. And if your marriage is on the brink of dying or you're on the brink of divorce, then a new tone needs to be set. A new seed needs to be planted. And plants will only grow if you water them. A relationship will only heal if it has everything that it needs. You have to go back to the basics of
Come on, PJ.
Your relationship in the first place.
Yeah.
What happens is the same thing that we do to God. It's the same thing that we do to God. We get in a place where we're successful and we forget how we got there.
PJ, come on.
God.
And marriage is very much the same. We get in a place
where
we're successful financially. You get in a place where you're successful as parents. You get in a place where you're successful to the outside world, and you've given all of your energy to that.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then what?
And the key to your marriage is in the then what, right?
Then what?
Because if you're not coming back together, if you are leaving out the romanticism in your marriage, then your marriage will certainly die. It needs that water. So if your marriage is in trouble, you get back to the foundation.
Come on.
God, you ask for healing and you pray for forgiveness unlike any other, because once you've damaged your marriage, it can't exist in the same space.
Yes.
So forgiveness is the most important piece. Well, getting back to God is obviously the most important piece because God won't let you stray from you. Right. So getting back to God and then getting back to each other and for genuinely, not excusing, but genuinely forgiving the behavior of the house is the way that you rescue.
My God.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's so true.
I should have put on my horn, but we on a different system because we. But listen, I am so grateful to have the Wests on tonight.
Yeah.
Gabby, listen, I didn't even know you do it like that. You was lit tonight. I mean, like he said, Pastor Gab, you know, that's you all the way.
Right on.
PJ, I wouldn't even think no other way. I already knew you was coming with the heat, you know, because that's just PJ, y'all. He be preaching up a storm. And so I'm grateful because I feel like you guys were so transparent. It seemed like everyone we had on just gave it. Listen, here it is. Boom.
Here's the real.
Like drop the mic. So I appreciate you guys. Guys, listen, their information is in the description. Go follow them. Go follow what they're doing. Reach Ministries. I put that in there on Facebook. You guys can go follow them. Like Gabby said, she's in a communication piece. She's doing things. Pastor James, you know, being financial coaching, youth director. He have how many shelters that you tell them a little bit about that?
There's 1 and 2 safe outdoor spaces that we operate. So it's amazing. And he does things with different type of outreaches. So please go ahead and follow them. Let them know we sent you. You know, Spoken Truth sent you. Go follow them. If they haven't something, definitely please support. Thank you guys so much. All of you. I can't even count it all, but Miss Ida's in the building. She's our super friend, guys. I love her so much. Miss Janina, our super friend in the building. I have to shout out our super friends. My auntie Londi, she's in the building. She's a super friend. And of course, Nita and Tay, our staff. Thank you so much for joining, guys. If I miss you guys out there, I'm sorry, but y'all was chatting it up. But thank you guys so much. Listen, we did a twist
on Tuesday, on the Witches Month, because we want to kick the devil right in the face. Okay. Yes. We're going to have spoken truth instead of being on a Friday. Right. We're going to have something for you guys to watch. We have a couple that's supposed to came on October the 6th, but the enemy it was crazy on our media. It was crazy. Everything was, we already knew what it was about. Right. And so they're going to be on Tuesday, on October the 31st. So come check them out. Yeah. The pull-ins, they off the chain. Oh, yes. See you guys on Tuesday. We'll be posting like crazy with that, because we want to make sure you guys know. Don't come on Friday, because we're not gonna be there. We're gonna have the millennials on Friday. Next week on Friday. But on Tuesday we have a special day at 7 p.m. We're going to broadcast the pull-ins. They so off the chain.
I'm so glad you said that. And so far, special thanks to the West couple again. Whoop, whoop. Really appreciate y'all, because God used y'all to drop so many nuggets. Whoop. God used y'all to use so much transparency, really, that led to revelation. And in this whole series so far, say this and get out of here, it's been a different dynamic each week. And we never really know who's watching and when they might pick up. But what we do know and what we do discern is that whatever was spoken on tonight, it was somebody who needed to hear that, who tuned in on tonight and looked at it. And so Pastor James, Gabby, Pastor Gabby, then just put you in your new office. we thank you. We sincerely appreciate y'all. We love y'all very much, man. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you for having us, for sure.
Thank you. So guys, see you on Tuesday, then see you on Friday. Thank you for joining. We love y'all so much. We love our super duper uber friends. We'll see y'all next week. All right. See you then. The Lord is causing for his people to forgive. You have to learn the art of forgiveness now.
You're looking for one thing, and God is like, I'm going to do that even better. I'm going to do that even bigger.
God is going to fight and move and make miracles happen on your behalf.
And this is not a time that we playing. We're not finna play church. We're not finna play this bubblegum gospel. We're going to tell it like it is.